All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of What Day Is It? And today it is a little bit of everything day. So what we have is we have a little bit of longer working periods. Then we mix it up a little bit. We gradually build to a fun little crescendo at the end. So some tips for today: have some elevation if you would like it. You can have a set of dumbbells if you'd like that. You don't need them. A set of bands, tubing, if you would like that. Again, don't need it. And a med ball. We have breakdowns. We have different movements for all of the options, as you can see. But we're going to be moving, and it's going to pick up pretty quick. So with that being said, let's get warm. I'm going to start with a knee hug. Oh, she's quiet today. Try that. Oh, nice and tall, just getting loose. If you're super tight in the back of the leg, now's a good time to take an extra second on that side. Warm-up does move pretty quickly. Hopefully you've moved around just a little bit before now. Oh, next up, toe taps. Coming down, our windmills. Squeezing the butt to help get you up. Long backside. Trying to hinge at the hip.
3, 2, 1.
Next up, we have a calf pump and a punch up. So, little tap with the calves. And a postural set. Keeping the shoulders back and down, extending up overhead.
3, 2, 1.
Next up, we have lateral lunges. So nice and tall, stepping out. Sitting back into the heel. Want to make sure that the knee is over the ankle or inside. We don't want the knee outside of the foot. A little bit extra time with this one, so take your time as you're moving. That's halfway there. We are going to hit the deck next. So if you have a mat, you can locate that now. Just have it in your eye. 5 more seconds here.
3, 2.
Good. Start to bring it down. Shoulder tap plank is next. From the knee, using elevation or full body. Coming across, trying to keep the wrist under the elbow, under the shoulder. Shoulders back and down. Firing up in the middle.
3.
We're going to stay down.
1. And
now into a push-up. Again, using elevation to your advantage as needed.
3, 2.
Good. Pop it up. We have a
Side-to-side
side-to-side squat. So starting with our center base in the middle, we're going to step out. It's not quite our lateral lunge, but as we come down, we squat out.
Three, 2, 1.
Good. Settle.
Shoulder circles front and back.
Shoulder circles to finish it up, and then the fun begins.
That's halfway.
Switch directions. Oh, feels good. Feels good.
3, 2, 1.
All right. So hopefully we're warm now. Because round 1, we have skater hop. We have hop overs. That'll be a side-to-side hop. So line hops. You may have heard that called before. You have the incline or inchworm push-up. I'll show you both of those. Tricep dips and shuffle sprints. So a little bit of everything here. 50 seconds on. So pacing is big. 10 seconds in between. We're going through twice. And it just keeps moving. So mentally prepare. We have about 30 seconds to get ready. Any last minute things, any last minute little tightness, something like that, shake that out. Make sure you have that under control. With the tricep dips, you can do that on the floor. You can do that using a bench or elevation. With the shuffle sprint, you'll need a little bit of space, but not too much. You can always modify that into a Heisman or something like that. Good option. So are we ready? In 5, 4, 3, starting with the skater hop. 2, 1.
Go.
Go. Skater hop. So here, depending on if you want the impact or not, this can be a step out and a step back, sort of like our curtsy lunge, right? Power comes from the heel of the front foot. I sit deep into the leg. You want more, you can start to pick up the pace. 50 seconds here. We're halfway through. If you want more than that, start to add some height or some length into your jump. And if that's not enough, add the reach to the floor. Really get deep.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
10 seconds off. Next up, we have our hop over. Find a line on the floor, jump over
3,
and back.
2, 1. Go.
So, a couple options here. One option, go a little bit slower, make it into a skip, right? Less impact here. Not so bad on the joints. If you want to stay up and make this a little more cardio of a move, you can bounce back and forth. Adding the reach or adding height into your jump is going to make it a little bit harder. Adding the hands makes it a little more power. You got 15 seconds here.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
50 seconds. Next up, we have our incline or our inchworm push-up. You want to show the incline? I'll show the inchworm.
1. Go.
So incline push-up, as always, you have a little bit of elevation there. In the inchworm, you're going to walk out, push, and walk the hands back in. Notice, similar thing going on there. In the elevation option, you're walking the hands in. Here, I'm walking the hands back. If you have space and you want to turn this into a moving movement, you can walk the hands forward, or walk the feet forward to the hands, and then just keep going. That's fine. The other option is to take the push-up out. You got 5 seconds here. Get your last one.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Next up, tricep dips. Elevation on the floor.
3,
Take your pick.
2, 1. Go.
Now, as always, in our tricep dip, the closer the feet are to our butt, the easier it is. Make sure that the shoulders stay back, stay down. Chest proud. Doesn't really matter if you go down an inch or if you go down to the floor. If you're rounding like this and making it a neck movement, not really any good. So instead, get the bend in the back of the arms. Get the squeeze at the top. May slow you down a little bit. And if you're going through this and you recognize, hey, this really isn't for me, take a dumbbell, go into an overhead press. Tricep extension, elbows close, gaze forward. You have
3,
options.
2, 1. Rest.
Good. Next up, our shuffle sprint. Finishing up with round 1 here.
3,
3 paces to the front, 3
1.
paces to the back.
Go.
Add the touch. Get your feet moving quick. Other options, right? You have your Heisman. 1, 2, 3 step with the knee in the middle. You can get the feet moving quick. Halfway there. Told you this one started quick. Wasn't lying. 10 seconds here.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Now a little bit of pre-fatigue setting in. We're jumping right into round 2. Pace as needed.
3, 2,
Back to our skater hop.
1. Go.
Now, if you need it, this is a great time for some active recovery, right? Get the whole foot planted on the floor. Sit into it. You're still going to get the work, but cardio-wise, you have a second to breathe. Otherwise, get your hop and bring it. If you're adding the reach, you can reach for the knee, the shin, the toe, or the ground. But try to keep the chest and the head up. So if you're here, right, that's a bend over, not a squat.
3, 2, 1.
Good.
Rest.
Line hops, hop overs.
3,
You have the skip over option.
1.
You have the line hop option. Notice that when we land, both feet are landing the same time if we're hopping. If we're skipping, that's intentional, right? And it's to take impact out. But if I'm jumping, I'm not landing one at a time. I'm landing both feet at a time. Whoa, we got some good shimmiers.
Woo.
Like it. 10 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Next up, our inchworm push-up, our incline or inchworm push-up.
2, 1. Go.
Now, if your hamstrings are tight, you may only be able to walk in a little bit. That's okay. Work on the stretch, and if you need a little more of that stretch for a little active recovery, focus on the stretch. This can be a walkout, a hold, and then a walk in, depending on where you're at. 20 seconds here.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
Tricep dip is next. Grab your elevation, jump on the floor, grab your dumbbell for the overhead extension.
2, 1. Go.
Really power those shoulders back and down. Keep them in their sockets. Even when you go down, the shoulders don't rise up. It's not a neck movement. It really is tricep city. That's halfway. Shake it out when you need to, then pop back in. At the very top, squeeze the back of the arm. Final 10 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Oh.
Last little bit, shuffle sprint. Flush it all out.
3, 2.
If only we had a hill. How's your speed? Are you quick? Are you powerful? "20 seconds left in round 1. We're cruising now.
Whoop, whoop.
Anytime you need it, break it down. Your side to side step. Your Heisman. Take your pick.
3, 2, 1.
Round one in the books. Grab some water if you want it. Oh. All right. Round two. If you'd like, you can grab your tubing in round two. We have 4 rounds, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Push up, shoulder press. Can't read my handwriting. Plank, reverse push up, and a backwards, or a bear crawl, sit back. So a little bit of everything again. Upper body, core. So if you have tubing, the tubing option is going to be behind. I'll show you the non-tubing option. Take your time. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off in round two. 4 times through. We are going to start off with our push-up. The tubing chest press requires an anchor behind. You're going to push through. Think about giving somebody a great big hug in front of you. So chest wall coming together at the front. We're starting there in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So options for the push-up. You have the knee option. You have full body. You have your elevation. 20 seconds moves a lot quicker than our 50-second rounds, but we got a little bit of fatigue already.
2, 1.
So balance that best you can. Next up, we have a tubing or a dumbbell shoulder press. This can be
3,
a dumbbell. This can be
1.
a small object.
Tubing or DB shoulder press.
If you have a can, this can be 2 cans in your hand. This can be a small child. Wouldn't go anything super heavy.
Your dog.
Your dog maybe, yeah. Something that's not going to jump down on your head.
3,
You have the tubing option behind.
1. Rest.
Good. Next up, on the floor, plank or a dead bug. I'll show the plank option. You can hold that,
3,
either high plank or low plank.
1.
We have dead bug behind. Now we have 4 times through here. You may want to mix it up as we go along. Right now I'm choosing the low plank option. If you want high plank, make sure the wrist is under the elbow, which is under the shoulder.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Next up, we have a reverse push-up or a tubing row. In your reverse push-up, I want you to start on your back.
1.
You're going to take your elbows
Push-up tubing row.
and you're going to drive them into the floor. Now, shoulders have to stay back and down. You're really thinking about driving the floor down.
3,
Lats fire up.
2,
Shoulders
1.
fire up.
Rest.
Good. Then flip it over. We have a bear crawl with a sit back. Same
3,
leg and arm
1.
move at the same time.
Crawl, sit back.
I crawl, I sit back. Modified version with the elevation. Depending on how much space you have,
1. Water break.
you may be turning a little frequently. Take your breath. That's 1 round down. Back to the top in 10 seconds. Again with the push-up, with the tubing chest press.
3, 2, 1. Push-ups, tubing, chest press.
Now we talk a lot about posture. And a lot of times when we talk about the push-up, we go all the way down, we hand release, we reset, and we push up. Right? Great option here. You have time for it. You have 4 rounds for it.
2,
Try to stay flat
1.
with your entire body. Grab your tubing or your dumbbell for your overhead press. Now I'm choosing the 1 dumbbell version here.
1.
If you want 2 dumbbells,
DB shoulder press.
keep the elbows in. Keep the gaze forward and power up. What I don't want to see is this. right? Stay
Three.
tall.
2, 1. Rest.
Next up, our plank or our dead bug. Now, if you did the plank last time and you want to mix it up,
3,
go with the dead bug.
2, 1. Plank or dead bug.
In your plank, squeezing everything. My feet, my calves, that's the word. My quads, my glutes, my middle,
3,
everything is tight.
2, 1. Rest.
Oh. Next up, that reverse push-up. Now this might feel like a little active recovery, but I don't want it to.
3,
I want you to set the shoulders
1. Reverse push-up.
and really power through, right? As if you were taking a giant cable and using it to pull yourself up.
3,
Minimize the bend in the body.
1.
Try to stay flat. Flip it over, bear crawl, sit back. Finishing up round 2 here.
3, 2, 1. Bear crawl, sit back.
Now in that sit back, if you want a little extra stretch, get way back, then get the stretch.
3,
That's okay.
2, 1. Water break.
2 down, 2 to go. Heart rate's up. That's okay. Back to our push-up. Now, if you have those dumbbells and you want to mix it up, you
3,
can
2, 1.
go into
Push-up, Steven chest press.
a dumbbell chest press. This is a great option. Otherwise, stick with your push-up, stick with your tubing press.
2, 1. Rest.
Oh. Next up, our shoulder press.
3, 2, 1. Tubing or DB shoulder press.
At the very top, notice a straight line in my body. The weight or the band is centered around the back of my head, splitting my body in 2.
3,
Not way in front,
2,
not way behind.
1. Rest.
Plank or dead bug.
3, 2.
Going back to forearm
One.
plank.
Plank or dead bug.
Now we'll see some variations on this in the next round. Is it the next round or the round after? 2 rounds, 2 rounds. Lucky you, you get a little break. So if you want to play with this now, if you want to move around a little bit, you know, do something with the legs, you can. But just know there's something coming up.
2, 1. Rest.
Oh. Reverse.
3,
Drive the elbows in.
1. Reverse push-up, tubing row.
Now the reverse tubing row can get pretty intense depending on how far away from your anchor point you are. If you're right next to it and there's a lot of slack in the line, it's gonna feel pretty easy. But if you have constant tension the whole time,
1.
whew,
Rest.
fires up quick. Bear crawl round 3.
3, 2, 1. Bear crawl, sit back.
Now, if you're pretty toast, shoulders are tired, you can turn this into a bear crawl hold. The pressure is in the palms of my hands right at the base. I'm trying to make myself feel as light as possible on my legs.
2, 1. Water break.
3 down. Almost through. You have water, light sips. 5 seconds.
3,
Final round of the push-ups here.
1. Push-up, tubing chest press.
Keep breathing. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Ooh. Shoulder press. Grab your can, or your small child,
2,
your
One.
dog,
tubing or
Your
deep
cat.
shoulder press.
your coffee machine. Coffee machine's probably what, 10 pounds?
Must be.
Something like that.
Not mine. Mine weighs about 2 pounds.
Yeah, mine is the cheapest one in the corner.
3,
Espresso maker might be 10 pounds.
1,
Oh,
rest.
plank or dead bug.
3, 2, 1, plank or dead bug.
If you have it, you can try the fingertip plank. Oh. Or you can just go to regular high plank. Good option, the dead bug behind with the medicine ball. Dumbbell also works there.
3, 2, 1, rest.
Ooh. Reverse push-up, tubing row. Final time we'll see this one.
3, 2, 1, reverse push-up tubing row.
Fight for that straight back, either in the row or in the reverse. Chances are you're not going to be going up to the sky in this reverse push.
3, 2, 1,
That's okay.
rest.
Final round, bear crawl with the pushback.
3, 2, 1, bear crawl, sit back. Three, 2, 1.
Round two. Check it, check it. Going into part 3 now. 20-second rounds. See what I gave you for rest. Oh yeah, that's right, I didn't. So, 20-second rounds. If you have a med ball, you can use that here. Otherwise, we'll use the agitator. From there, we'll have a Dixie cup pickup lunge. We'll have a pike plank or a dolphin plank and some squat jumps. So, still moving. 20 seconds on, save for this one right here. We'll switch it up to a right side and a left side. So, pacing will be key for that lunging one, but we'll stick to one side the entire time. Now, with the agitator, just a reminder, if you do not have a med ball to slam, or you can't slam because it's 4 or 5 in the morning, right? You are going to sit into your legs, hands out in front, pushing your hands together, right? Creating pressure there. It'll be a shimmy back and forth. We want to try to keep hips down quiet. Top is the one that's moving. 10 seconds to prepare, and we are going to start with that med ball slam or the agitator. Here we go. So just 20 seconds here, right? Constant pressure in the hands. Nice long arms, shimmying back and forth. If you notice, everything is swaying. Try to reset. Next up, our pickup lunges. So, like you dropped a quarter at the store, you're trying to pick it up. If you have some Dixie cups or other types of cups that we won't mention, you can grab that.
Shot glass.
It's just the right depth. Now, a couple things here. This is a lunge type movement, but notice we're not way out in a full lunge. We're very close. Weight stays in the heel. We're going to switch sides here in a couple seconds.
No, we're not.
Oh, we're not. We're going to take the next side next time. That's me. So, next up, bring it down. So, option 1, you have your pike plank, bringing it center. Pike the hips, drive your navel
3,
to the top.
2, 1. Meteor strike.
Good.
Big squat jump.
Pop it up. Whew. Next up, our squat jump. Really power. In this one here, you can have your quick squat jumps, or you can go for power and really get up.
First grade.
Back to our agitator. That was one full round. Constant pressure. Try to keep the lower body quiet. I'm shimmying just a little bit. Other side in your Dixie Cup lunge. So like I was trying to say last time before I got distracted, you want the weight and the power to come out of the front heel. So I don't come way up on the toe. Instead, I stay nice and stable. That's why there's no switching in. Yeah.
Alternating.
Got me. It got me. Try to keep the eyes and the chest up. I like staying on one side anyway.
Oh.
3, 2,
We're going to alternate those next round. Bring it down to your plank. Second option in the planks is your dolphin plank. You want to hollow out the top of your body. So there's a little plunge to forward and back
2,
in our plank.
Meteor slide. Big
Squat jump. Now, if you think about the movement that we have in our med ball slam, guess what? Same type of movement. Now, good option, especially if depth is one of the things that you're looking for.
1.
Use the chair.
First grade. Med ball slams or agitator.
Round 3. If you are here, reset, squeeze the glutes. That should calm you down a little bit.
1. Godzilla lunges. Dixie cup pickup.
Back to our Dixie Cup pickup. We're going to alternate sides here. If you stuck to one side, that is halfway right there. Now's a good time to switch. Got to have some control to pick up the cups.
Three, 2,
Woo.
1.
Don't fall over.
Dolphin
Bring it down. Pike plank, dolphin plank. Now, I know we're moving here. Try to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Set the posture, and don't let them move from there.
2, 1. Meteor slide. Big squat jump.
Jump squat. Round 3 here. Whoa.
3, 2, 1.
Final round, I think.
Med ball
I
slams
think.
or agitators.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Godzilla lunges.
Whoa.
Dixie cup pickup.
Dixie Cup pickup. Oh, imagine there's a very small person there. You want to give him a high five, right? Or a kitten, right? They teach kittens how to high five now. Push through the heel. 7 seconds here.
3, 2.
Good. Pop it down.
Volcano eruption pike plank. or
Plank.
dolphin.
Take your pick of the pike plank or the dolphin plank. You can always break this down into a plank hold
3,
from the knee
2,
or full body.
1. Meteor slide.
Final round, squat jumps. We're getting close. Do you still have power?
3, 2, 1.
Very nice. So we'll change this board out for our next board. Ah, twist ending. Little core round. We have plank walks left and right. We have leg chasers. Think bicycle, but reaching for the leg. We have a oblique crunch and a shoulder tap plank. So stability necessary. Shoulders gotta be tired. Take breaks as needed. Use the modifications as needed. These will be 20-second rounds with 10 seconds off in between. Just gonna catch my breath for a second. Clockwork point. Stay centered in the middle. Left, middle, right, middle. Can I show that one?
Yep.
Good. All right, are we ready? I think we are. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starting with that plank walk. So we have a clockwork plank in the back. This is going to be your stable modification. If you're okay with movement, if the shoulders are feeling all right, okay, make sure that you're going through with nice, stable wrist, elbow, shoulder. Next up, we have our leg chaser on your back.
3, 2, 1.
The idea, leg comes out. I'm chasing for it with the same elbow. This is a control movement. Think sternum up first. So if you're leading with the head, I want you to keep that back and lead with the center of your chest.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Next up, we have oblique crunches. Side to side.
3.
Sounds good to me.
2.
We turn this into a little bit of a penguin. So your options, you can go legs up here, or you can stay on the floor, reaching for the ankles. Side body crunch, feeling it in the middle of my core.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Flip it over. Shoulder tapping plank. Here,
3,
hold your plank,
2,
high plank, low
1.
plank.
Shoulder tapping plank.
Using the elevation or not. The wider your base, the easier it's going to be to balance. If you're super close, you're going to notice that you're going to want to, your body will have a tendency of rolling out. Widen the legs a little bit, much more stable.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Back to our plank walk.
Three, 2.
Elevation
1.
option using the
Left,
wall.
Left and right.
Pick a few paces. Pick a number. Try to hit that number going right and left.
2, 1.
Best you can. Leg chasers. Back to them. Remember, sternum comes first. Elbow
3.
driving to try and catch the
1.
knee.
Leg chaser.
Seven seconds here.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Oblique crunch. Don't look now. We're under 10 minutes to go.
3, 2, 1. Oblique crunches.
Now what you'll notice in the back, we have the weight above, right? This can be weighted or unweighted there. Legs and hands are going to opposite sides. That requires a lot of tension
3,
built up in the middle.
2, 1. Rest.
Shoulder tapping plank coming up from the knee using elevation.
3, 2, 1. Shoulder tapping plank.
Really fight for the shoulders here, right? If you're here, you're making this into a neck move. Not really what we want.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Round 3.
3, 2, 1. Plank walk left and right.
This one is relentless. And if you're still with us, so are you. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Leg chaser.
3, 2, 1. Leg chaser.
Now, some people have a tendency to rush these a little bit. What I'm looking for is a little more control, which actually makes it much harder.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Oh, oblique crunch.
Like my ball today.
3, 2, 1. Oblique crunches.
Down tapping the toes or arms and legs opposite sides. Take your pick. For a little extra challenge in this version, keep the shoulder blades off the floor.
3, 2, 1.
Woo.
Rest.
Shoulder tapping plank. We're so close.
2, 1. Shoulder tapping plank.
Fighting for the straight body. Wrists, elbows, shoulders in alignment. Not opening up to the side. Staying square to the floor.
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Rest.
Final round here.
3, 2, 1. Plank walk left and right.
Take breaks as needed.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Leg chasers.
3, 2, 1. Leg chasers.
Not quite grabbing on the head. So that way we're not straining the neck. Just a light tap here, leading with the middle of my chest.
3, 2, 1.
Oh. Oh. Oblique crunch.
3, 2, 1. Oblique crunches.
Keep breathing. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Shoulder tapping plank.
3, 2, 1. Shoulder tapping plank.
Good control here. Staying square. Staying stable. There's a fire in my middle.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh, breathe. Good news, you made it to the end. All we have now are a few little runs. Now, we're going to play with this a lot, right? We're going to change up levels, direction, you name it, right? So in our sprints, if you have space, right? Suppose you have a long driveway that you can run down and back in 20 seconds. Do that, right? If you have a track nearby, if you have some grass, if you have a really big kitchen, run there. Okay, but the idea here is play with this one, make it fun for you, right? We're going to show all the different levels, all the different variations for what I can think of right now. So if we are ready, we shall begin. 8 rounds, 20 seconds of sprints, 10 seconds of rest. Beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sprint.
Level 1, non-impact. I have my power march, really bringing the knees up, right? Thinking about bringing my knees all the way to my shoulders, all the way to my head. It's not here, it's not a walk in the park. I'm here. I get a 10-degree tilt, I'm powering. If you have a band like this, run, okay? If you have somebody to hold the band, have them hold the band and run.
1. Sprint.
Level 2, I take that power march and I run it out. Pumping the arms. Notice in all the options, we're using the arms. You have your broad jump version right here.
1. Rest.
What do you think? Little MC hammer?
Oh, yes.
I don't know if I can pull it off. We'll see.
2. 1. Sprint.
If we sing it, does that count as a copyright claim? Five seconds. Round 3 of 8.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Let's see. Oh, cross body. A little cross body action. So I'm gonna go big tires. Bringing my knee to my opposite shoulder. You can add direction here if you'd like. A little side to side. The resistance makes it harder.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
I want to do broad jumps too.
3,
That's it, I've decided.
1.
I'm jumping a little bit. Gonna have a broad jump. Rock back, fire forward. Fight to land softly if you can. This can be right here, sitting in.
2, 1. Rest.
Now we're moving. All right, what's next? I don't know. One leg,
3,
powering.
2, 1. Sprint.
Otherwise known as our pogo. You can add the tap back behind for a little more stability.
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Rest.
You stuck with that side all the way through? Other side this time.
3, 2,
This is fun.
1. Sprint.
Now remember, whichever version you're choosing, I want you moving. We're almost done.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
This is our final round. Pick your favorite. Pick your favorite and do it.
3,
Don't stop until the bell rings.
1. Sprint.
Take your victory lap. 7 seconds.
3, 2, 1. The timer is complete.
Congratulations. You did it. You survived the interminable. Well done. Get a great stretch. Have a fantastic day. And we'll see you next time. Until then.